Did you know that your power meter could lie to you? Taylor, tell us what that's all about.
Corrupt data is the enemy of the power-based cyclist.
Did you know that your power meter could lie to you? Taylor, tell us what that's all about.
Corrupt data is the enemy of the power-based cyclist.
Did you know that your
you can
power
use
meter
tools
could
like
lie?
Training Peaks and WKO4 to find those bad power spikes, particularly if you're using something like a left-sided power meter. Justin, don't you have a left-sided power meter?
Why, yes I do. And if you have a left-sided power meter, there's a nugget of information you definitely need to know. So watch the show to find out what it is.
Throwing back and forth. Webb has to catch that wheel. How much does he have left in the tank? His heart rate is definitely going up, but this guy can put down some watts. His watts per kilo is fabulous. We are coming into the close of this race. Justin Wagner sitting on the wheel of his rival now. Adam Webb coming around, jumps on the wheel of Adam Boyko. They are starting to ramp it up, but Wagner goes 12.0 watts per kilo. Webb jumps on his tail here. We are seeing exciting stuff happening here as they come to the end here. Big finishes as they lock in here. We see this amazing view. Webb trying to catch on. He is closing the gap on Wagner. Wagner all out. Can he do it? Can he come up to this line? Webb on the tail. He's coming up. Wagner, it looks like he may. Yes, and he passes him. Webb takes it from him at the end. Unreal. What an amazing finish. The king dethroned. Hey everybody. So I'm on, but I'm getting off here in just a little bit. We got the 6 o'clock race coming up here real soon. I imagine we're gonna have some folks jumping in. What have we got here? Nice. Yeah, so kicking around live right now on the page here. I'm gonna try something new. So you'll see I'm already kind of in workout here. I got a VO2 max by Coach J Flow today. 335, I believe that's which one it is. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So I'm gonna start here, obviously. 24 seconds. A little bit of a free. Well, excuse me, 5 minutes at just a little bit higher. And we're going to break into a little film room stuff today. This will be interesting. But as I mentioned, I got to be out by 6 o'clock or a little before, which shouldn't be a problem because we got a race coming up. Got the TNT, formerly by Castelli. Someone else will pick that up, I'm sure, and do some fun stuff with it. But I thought we would kind of do what we did before and break down some film and try some different things. So let me share this out real quick. Demo DZ. I don't know if we share it anywhere else. But you're welcome to jump in, join, say hello on any of the tools. So if you're watching on Twitch or you're watching on YouTube, looks like we got this stuff straightened out. Or obviously Beam. It's not Beam anymore. It's called Mixer. Yeah. Just share that puppy out. Make sure we're muted out. This won't be nearly as much fun as it was last time when we did the yesterday I played video games while I was riding. You're like, you can't really do that. Actually, I've got way too many monitors, so I can. Coach J Flow will not be particularly happy to hear that. I was rocking a little Heroes of the Storm simultaneously. But for those who nerd out like that, I'm not going to be able to do that with today's workout. Oh. What we got here? Come on, reload, y'alls. There we go. There we go. That today. This is going to be entirely too much work. So I better get serious. But this is a ridiculous gaming machine, and so it allows for such things. Yes, but the whole film room premise is this. We break down some film together. I do my workout like Coach J Flow says I have to. And I've got some segments here at 275, these VO2 maxes. 3 minutes is a long time. I got 5 of those puppies. This is gonna be hard. So I need something to motivate me. I can't play a video game while holding 375. That used to be my FTP. And then my FTP dropped 40 points in a couple of months because my training and interest changed. Yeah, and it was kind of rough. But we're We're back at it now. So, we got a couple minutes left. Let's break into the film room and see what we've got. There we go. Hit the button too many times. Here we go. Here's our video. You're like, Haskell, where's your workout? There it is. Pretty sure this has its own soundtrack, so we'll just let the one soundtrack run today. You know what? I don't like hearing my voice, so there we go. Okay, and here we are in the race. So this is crit season for me. This is the primary crit course. We race a lot of around here. It's a parking lot crit, as you can see, and as you probably already know. And that gives us the safe, no cars, fewer volunteers, because you don't need to be closing down roads. Ah, those birds, kids. This is the 4-5 race with the kiddos. All right, here's this warm up, 2 minutes at 2:20. And so this is me. It's my video. Hey, Aaron. Hey, your broadcast is coming up here, buddy. You just have to let me know when you want me to be clear. People are excited to watch your event. Here's my buddy Jared. We raced a bunch together. We're not on the same team, which is good, because then we get to compete. Honestly, when I'm on the trainer, psychologically, efforts like these are really nice, because I can focus on the distance. Okay, you gotta go hard like this, one lap, and I know that that's about a minute. Right, and then I can respond and do stuff. Free ride. Okay. Well, then I'm going to choose my free to be much lower. Yeah, those cones, they've taken those cones out of this corner lately.
it's a good thing. Most people know this course well enough that they don't need anything like it. So this is an edited version of this video. Although I've got another one for you that was shot on Tuesday night that I'm gonna show here in a minute. Why am I going so hard in a free ride? As you can see, I really am on course in world simultaneously, but I'm really interested in looking at the film to see what's up. Okay, here we go. 3 minutes, 275. So for me, the key is cadence. There's a teammate. Pretty sure that's Tromberg. Brian. And there's Don. Don Larson. Matt used to race. I miss him. He doesn't race anymore. Or he moved. I'm not sure which. So the strategy here was to gap him off. To gap Matt and my guy. But these kids were too aware. I should be looking for someone else's wheel. It's my buddy Greg, actually. He hasn't raced in a few years either. Two to go. Pretty sure that's Dale in the red, black, gray. Trying to close that. Oh boy, these are tough. There's my two teammates in purple. I was purple this year. Don's pretty dang fast. Nice. And thus was the end of this race. the old style. Mm. 5 minutes and 95 watts. I can do it. So coming up for me is a state road race or a state crit on Saturday. A lot of people do it much, much later. We tend to do it early because the cyclists disappear in August. They're doing the big mega events. And so road race for us was in May, state road race. And state crit is on the 1st of July. The big downtown summer crit is a week later. Or is it 2 weeks later? I think it's a week later. We've only got one more Tuesday night race coming up for us. Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna take a peek here, see if the new video is finished uploading and processing yet. No, not quite yet. It's getting close though. It's uploaded, it's processing. Be done in a couple minutes. I wonder if that means I can do an interval without it. We'll see. I've got the whole race. I'm hoping to talk through some of the tactics, although I won't really be able to talk through much at the end of these 3-minute segments. But it's a race I did on Tuesday night, and I really like to break down tape afterwards and try to see if what I remember and the decisions I made are actually supported by what I saw. I've mentioned, and anybody who knows me knows that I'm not the fastest, I'm not the strongest, I don't have the most stick-with-itness. I can't rock my guts out like Greg Magnus or Justin or Ian or pretty much everybody else, Taya. But one thing I am very interested in are the things that I can control, that I can pay attention to. Namely, body language, strategery, positions, things like that. So usually, if I'm not too deep in the locker, I can make a lot of good decisions and still be around at the end of the race. It only takes one wrong decision to not be around at the end of the race and be off the back or blow yourself up. And I certainly don't like being that guy. So I kind of control the one thing that I feel like I have a decent sense of, or I can learn more about, specifically the strategy. So I like to watch the races I do and coach myself almost, like close that gap, Haskell, or don't chase that guy. So we'll be able to run this one in just a second. I think we're gonna have to start this. Gosh, we may have to do this whole one. So in the meantime, maybe we'll watch some Cavendish. This will work. Great. There we go. This isn't me. it's me, I'm looking for someone to block the wind. Yeah, it's such a weird turn. I almost shifted down. Come on, close that. Body language changes, a little push. Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. That's crazy. All right. Let's see if we're done now. Okay. See if it works. The video is private. I own it. Let's make it unlisted. Okay. Here's our Tuesday night race. I can't promise that the deets will be fabulous. But maybe it'll keep me in the workout. Okay, so not a great start. I'm always looking to see if somebody is gonna attack stupidly off the front. We had a big discussion on the local bike racing Facebook page this week. Is it bad etiquette to sprint from the gun? It was almost a universal no, and I don't agree. I think it's bad etiquette to try to take advantage of the fact that people are clipping in. It seems like, I don't know, it seems like we could open ourselves up to better racing, and just show respect in the peloton by not trying to basically take advantage of a mechanical or just a lack of comfort, especially in the 4-5 ranks. These guys are new. I think everybody, you know, got their bike cleaned up, they filled their bottles, they put their kit on, they came down and put their numbers on and paid money. And if you're that guy who gets eliminated because you struggled to clip in, what's your motivation to come back? If you're like, oh, I've got no chance. You know, a lot of people would say, well, that's bike racing. If you show up to a big major race and that, and it's going to happen to you. You know, better you learn here. And I understand what they're saying, I really do. Got to pass this guy. I thought he was going to be more of a wheel. Wind's coming from my left here. So really I want to be, as we come onto the straight and start heading into that wind, I want to be behind this rider and to the right. Now, for a kid, in the red and yellow here, he's a bird. That's a Boise Young Rider Development Squad. He's taller, he's got squarer shoulders, he's got bigger legs and thighs. So I like him better because he's a nice big hole in the wind. He took that corner differently than I did. Can't tell if he took it better or not. Okay, now the wind is to our left, or right, excuse me. There's my buddy Bob behind me, doing a nice job. I contend with him at the end. You stick around, I'm sure you'll see what that's like. It's exciting. But as I get ready to start, I'm a minute away from my next set here. I'm just saying that I don't love the sprint from the gun thing. I think it is a tactic. I think doing it sometimes can ruin the potential of other more interesting, more realistic tactics. You know, the pro peloton neutralizes their start. Lots of major races neutralize their start. I don't know. I'm definitely the minority opinion in this. This is a good corner. And you had to be really careful about when you started pedaling again. We were going pretty quick. And they had the cones pretty far out today, or Tuesday. All right, it's time for me to go again. Quick drink, back in the hurt locker. Okay, a couple minutes of ouch. Okay. So even in the interval here, I feel like I gotta close that gap. And I do, that's too much space. Bob's still on my tail. Even in my mind here, I'm thinking 3 laps. You gotta be willing to put in 3 laps on the rivet, because in this field, it doesn't usually go longer. Again, not great drafting here by me. I'm trying to hang to the right so I can get the most of that head left wind here. Northwest, technically. Now I'm moving to his left a little bit. And I'll do the same on this back stretch. Okay, he's easing up. Just a hair. I'm steady in my drops here. And then I move to the other side to get most benefit. Come on. What's up, Toby? Yeah, you're right. We are losing people in the back. Which is why I don't mind. One of those in the middle. That's okay. I just hate it at the start. I'm eyeballing Kevin here for a couple of reasons. He's a big hole in the wind, and he's really strong this year, so he's right where he needs to be. And so he's surfing the front, as am I. A little push on the outside. I say something to the effect of, let him go, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, 2 birds. Let's hit him with 1 stone, and Kevin goes. And then I'm like, oh crap, I should have been paying more attention to his wheel than looking for a clever one-liner. So I gotta bridge up myself in the headwind here. He doesn't really do anything. He got a lot of momentum, so he's sliding in, and the rest of the crew is coming too. One of the ladies in our field, she closes the gap. That's nice work. Oh yeah. Little gap forms, but none of these are, we're not going fast enough here, or not making hard enough of an effort to really concern ourselves with it. This is a hard workout to do 2 days before state. I really do like them though. They've added a ton of confidence for me. Just feel like I can do so much more having really focused. I've lost some weight, got some power, not a ton, but I can stay on a wheel like this if I'm thinking ahead. Okay, so again, I'm on the left here because the wind's coming from the right a little bit. We'll turn this corner, and then it'll kind of be at our tail, but still kind of from the left here. So I'm going to slide over and get the best draft I can. I got to close that wheel a little bit. I don't want to get in between guys, so I choose at first the bird wheel, and then I just try to see, Kevin, you going to do your own line here? Is this your own thing? I got the 10 barrel guys on the outside. Bob comes up. Oh, nice little touch from Bob, experienced racer, reminding the guy before a corner that he's there so he doesn't do that crazy dip out that sometimes people do, sometimes I do. It's like, oh, I'll take a NASCAR corner. It's not a NASCAR corner. Doesn't help you. Hey, the selfie cam is back on. It's good to be able to see kind of who's right by you. You can pick up some of the conversation and nuance. Recoup a little bit here. This guy, I gotta figure out his name. He's new this week. I don't remember seeing him. He's probably raced before, but you know how some people are really bike centric in their memory of dudes. I tend to be really kit centric in my memory of dudes. I'll have a buddy I've raced with for years walk up to me without a helmet and a kit on. I'm like, hey Chris. I'm like, hey man, what are you doing? Yeah, good to see ya. All right. Getting ready for a big hairy coming right here. Let's see what we got. Okay, Kevin goes. He's gonna bridge up here again. Those guys got away just a little bit. Again, my goal is not to counter or do anything funky here. Just stay on his wheel. Use that draft. Wind now coming from the right. Kind of a northwest wind, and we're heading south right now. It's Ty behind me, Katalinsky. Strong dude, good dude. All right. Back on it, kind of hunting Kevin's wheel. Hoping he's gonna close that. Do not need a firmware update right now. I'm in an interval, bro. Stay on Kevin's wheel. There he goes. Go with him. Ugh. There we go, baby. Something's weird. It's got harder. My signal dropped out a bit. Come on. Come on. Yeah. This is a race on Tuesday night. If you're just joining us, son of a gun. And I'm doing a workout that corresponds, well, not corresponds, it's the workout the coach made me do. I am in Zwift, but I'm rocking the film room setup here. Okay, we're about halfway through this race. It's the entire race here. No commentary. There's a selfie cam on your boy. Ty Katalinsky over my shoulder, right on the wheel of Kevin in the light blue. He's a nice tall dude. Substantial weight, little break has happened here. We both gotta go. I'm getting trimmed here. I don't know where the gap happened. Often the guy you end up passing is the guy who ultimately contributed to or caused it, yet we sprint back here. You can tell by that little head shake when I'm really tired. Kevin with a nice little touch to remind the guy that he's inside. But we're actually really chilling now. This is not a hard lap. Now, somebody's gonna shake it up, but it's probably not one of the dudes who just chased it all back. So we would be smart here. When this ends up happening, it's really smart to use your momentum when you're making the catch to not sit on the back, but actually roll and move up the group and take that third, fourth wheel. For the first, 8-10 laps of this race, I was sitting in fourth or fifth wheel the whole time, which is the right spot. Now this is the middle portion of the race where my focus when I'm alone is to really try to conserve energy. in the middle third. But you should try to conserve it at the front. Oh, when he was dousing himself, oh, he kept hitting me with it, splashing on me. It felt so good. He kept hitting himself. I'm like, thank you, Kevin. But he's super smart. He does it on a straightaway. He's not dousing himself in a corner where he could make it slick. He's an experienced enough guy that he knows that. Or he did it once in a corner and somebody just lit him up. But this is too much of a gap. I'm probably at 3 wheels right now, and I need to be inside of 1. Frankly, so does he. Oh, look at that. You can tell by the shadow how far back I am. Now, I've got plenty of momentum, so I'm not panicking. You know, when people aren't taking pedal strokes, you know it's eased up a little bit. Body language is everything. It's the first time I wore this jersey in a race, and I loved it. It's kind of the race cut jersey. But I've been a little too fat to wear a race cut jersey. Just kind of a little floppy. Okay, so we're getting closer and closer to the end here. The guys in dark blue up there are the 10 Barrel dudes. 10 Barrel Brewing. They've got like Beer Squad on their jerseys and stuff like that. Oh, Kevin. I yelled at him too. I gave him a whoa. Just so they knew I was there. It has to be forceful enough that he knows what's up. Okay, so this guy and I fighting for this wheel. It's all right, because I really do want the left side of it. That's where I'm getting the actual break from the wind. A lot of these guys were lined up just straight on wheel, and they missed a lot of the really good draft. It was available just off center because the wind is coming from the northwest. Now we're heading north right now, so the wind's coming from the northwest. Kind of comes out of the direction of the sun for us during the summer. And I'm sure there's a meteorologist who could tell you all that. Getting ready for my next interval here, which is going to be a toughie. Oh, baby. All right. Quick moment to look at comments here. Oh, Adam joined. Lots of cool dudes. Wagner. No, didn't answer this before, but Justin, a sprint from the gun seldom stays away, but you know what it can do? It can split a group, split a big group up. If you get enough fast guys in that front group, we had it happen on Tuesday, the race right after this one. It was a sprint from the gun, and it immediately formed into 2 groups. And the fast group, who was in the front, outran the other group. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't look at my workout. Yeah. Just got to settle in. Come on. Come on. Come on, dudes. There we go. There we go. Sorry, I've had to do this a couple times. I have to kind of reset my CompuTrainer, just zero it out, and then I can get going. And it'll reset the erg. Baby. Okay, so getting close to the end. Big attack. One of the birds goes with him. Now, this becomes a meaningful group. And it's hard to see. I'm in a bad position. That's easy to see. I'm too far back where the action is. I knew well enough that I should probably be focusing on getting up into the first 4 or 5 riders. Then something like this is at least in my control whether to chase or not. I'm not dependent on the guys in front of me closing it down. If you've got really strong guys in front of you, you can trust them to do it, great. But all it takes is one dude, frankly, like me, with no fitness in the middle to create a big gap, and then you either have to burn matches coming around. Okay, you see there's 2 dudes up there now. Or is it 3? I'm trying to remember. Looks like 3. 3 dudes. And then the rest of this group. And I'm noticing right now that the guy on the front is not really chasing. And so I'm, or about to, start encouraging us to move up. Passing a rider. Come on. Let's go, guys. Let's chase. We're getting close to the end here. We're probably, probably about 5 or 6 laps from the end. I don't think we've seen the 5 to go yet, but it's coming. And so I'm sled dogging because I'm not the guy who can close that big of a gap on those strong of riders and have anything left at the end. But I can take little pulls, and I can encourage guys that have the ability to do more. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Thanks, Bussy. Oh, am I missing part of the dialogue here? Is it in a different spot? I don't see Bussy's comments. Getting pinged. Okay. So I've got Kevin behind me, and I'm actually asking him, I'm like, let me help you, Kevin. Stay on my wheel. Let's work together. I've been kind of feeding him my guess on laps to go because I'm running laps. Now, here is the big mistake I make. We're coming up on 2 dudes, and these 2 dudes are coming back to the group. And there's a blue we should have higher quality, but I just uploaded it, so sorry. Sorry, I'm gonna jump back just a hair. We're coming up on 2 dudes, and I make the mistake because I did not spot the race numbers of the 2 dudes who just went. The 3 dudes who just went. And I think to myself, these are 2 dudes that we just led up the road. I see blue, I see the kid, it's not the trio. And so I'm thinking, okay, and then I see this dude. I'm like, okay, they're all back. This is the front of the race. I am totally wrong. And I'm not usually wrong about where people are, but I'm totally wrong right now. And I think I'm sitting 3rd wheel. I'm telling this guy, your wheel, because I'm trying to save a little for Kevin, who's on my wheel. Your wheel. Letting these guys pull through on one another, hoping their youth, their strength, and their excitement give them a little bit more power, and let me have a little more power at the end. Because frankly, if I do too much right here, you're gonna lose me. Taking a quick sip, but I did it at the wrong time, and I let a little gap happen right there. That's one of those little mistakes that I will make sometimes in a race like this, that I'm like, you just cost yourself, a little bit of fuel. Alex on my wheel there, racing a full beard, because this is Idaho, and because he's cool. And but I feel like I'm in the perfect spot. Again, I don't know that the 3 dudes up the road are still up the road, but other people seem to, and that's not ideal. So I'm looking for my opportunity, and I slide up here, and then Kevin goes. He goes before I really want him to. Hey, it's my race report. He goes before I really wanted him to. And I was like, oh, okay. And so this guy goes, and I jump on his wheel. This comes that part where you're wheel surfing. I think wheel surfing, by the way, is a terrible name, but I don't have another one for it yet. Because wheel surfing, to me, sometimes indicates that you're making moves across the group that you shouldn't be. But really, in my mind, it's making moves that I should. Now, I'm overtaking him, and I take this corner just a hair wider so that we don't contend, but also so that I can have his wheel back. And that may sound terrible, but I am older, and I am heavier than a lot of these dudes. There's Ty on my wheel. We've raced a lot together this year and last year. He's a good dude. Can't remember this guy's name. I gotta look it up. Vision Quest. Oh, maybe he's actually raced with the dude, Robbie Ventura. I need to ask him that. Okay, comes around again, doing a little wheel surfing here. This guy in the blue is strong. I confused him a couple times for a different rider. I think I'm a lap ahead of him, maybe not. We've got a couple of lap riders in this field with us. Okay, we're coming around here, selfie cam. I'm looking through the corner. Okay, I gotta just point this out real quick. I'm coming up on the corner here. I have really been focusing on myself to corner better, you know, including where to put the pressure on your pedal and where to put the pressure on your thing. But I'm also doing the thing I didn't used to do, which is to look through the corner. Not look at where your wheel's going, but look where you want your whole vehicle to go. And oh my goodness, what a difference it makes. I corner much, much better. Okay, now I'm digging. This is the last lap. I think we're gonna set up for a sprint here. There's Kevin and the other guy, Alex, is up there in the black. I'm looking for a great sprint to come around this guy. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I make a mistake. Not a costly mistake, but as I'm waiting, thinking I'm about to launch, and he gets out and I'm like, okay, I gotta go. And I see Bob coming up on the other side, and I actually take the wind side. And when I could have surfed a little bit more, and both those guys beat me to the line, doggone it. But I think I was seventh on the day, and I'll take that. That's always a good thing. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of my race and the end of my workout. That was a good day. Thanks, Coach J-Flo. Now I gotta clear myself, get out of here, because you've got another race coming up really soon. Thank you for joining all this.